This is your first lesson into Photoshop. So you're going to want to pay attention and you're going to want to listen to what I'm talking about because you're going to have to answer some questions at the end. So the first thing you want to do is we want to open up Photoshop. So let's go ahead and go over here to Photoshop and click on it and it's going to open up. Now when you first open up Photoshop, right, it's not going to look like this. Right, this is your first project you're going to be making. It's very simple. Right, but what we want to do first is show you around the project. So I'm going to go to Photoshop Lessons, and I want to go to Lesson 1, and we want to open up Start. So I'm going to double click and I'm going to open up Start. And let me File, Save As. Hold on, let me save this real quick as something else. Start TB, on the desktop real quick. Let me close this one. All right, let me reopen this again and give this one a try. So double click. Okay. So when you first open up lesson 1, this is what you should see. Now, this is your first lesson, so this is when you're first starting Photoshop. So let me explain some stuff to you guys. Okay. Since you guys have been in Illustrator, this kind of looks familiar, but it is different. The very top over here is called the application bar, which it was like that in Illustrator. Down here, this area right here is called your options bar. Okay, in Illustrator it's called control panel, and what it does is it gives you information about your tools. So let's say you have the paintbrush. It tells you, hey, what size is your brush? If you have the text tool, all right, it tells you information about your type, right? And so that's your options bar. You have your application bar, your options bar, and then your tools panel. Okay, and there's different tools. It almost looks like Illustrator. And then we have our panels over here, and we're always going to have layers open because that's how you work in Photoshop. You work in layers. Now, the first thing I'm going to show you guys in Photoshop is how to zoom in and zoom out. Very simple. Okay, there's several different ways. So let me show you guys the first way. If you get the zoom tool, okay, you can click to zoom in. All right. If you want to zoom out, you just double click on the zoom tool again. So look, you can click and drag like this. See that? And see how it's going like this? And right now what I'm doing is I'm moving my mouse towards the screen and back. It's doing that because I have scrubby zoom on. Okay, if you turn that off, see how that happens? And so sometimes it's really helpful to have scrubby zoom on. So look at, you just kind of go in, go out. That saves a lot of time, like that. And then one thing I want you to pay attention to is down here, right? It tells you the percentage of what you're zoomed in, and then it tells you your document size, right? It tells you, where you're at and stuff like that. So like if I zoom out, it tells you at your 100%, and then it tells you your document size. It's 3.85 by 7.67. So it's good things to know, especially if you're going to work on like a yearbook and pictures and all that stuff. You want to know if you're using the right page size. So one way to zoom in is get the zooming tool, and with scrubby zoom turned on, you can zoom in, zoom out. All right, you can click on the screen. You can go to View and zoom in. So one way is with the zoom tool. Another way is in the application bar, you can hit View and then zoom in right there. Another way is you can change the digits on the bottom. So let's say you want to be 100%, press Enter. Okay, and that'll do 100%. And then the last one is the keyboard shortcut. To zoom in and zoom out, it's Command minus or Command plus. So those are the different ways to zoom in and zoom out. So Command minus, Command plus to zoom in and zoom out. Pretty straightforward and simple. So right here in the bottom, the zoom tool, keyboard shortcuts, and then your application bar. Okay, so that's one thing I need to cover over in lesson 1. The next thing is layers. Okay, right now this picture is really dark. It's really, really dark. So what I want to do is I want to lighten it up with something called an adjustment layer. And you're going to be using adjustment layers a lot. So it's very simple. Make sure we have rows selected, not the ribbons, but the rows. And then what we want to do is we want to click over here where it says brightness and contrast. Click on that. And it says, hey, what do you want? And you can see it added a new adjustment layer. And what this is going to do is it's going to adjust the picture. But if we don't like how it is, we can just turn it off. Watch, so let me show you. So the amount, think it's 98. Let me double check. Yeah, like 90, around 90s. 93 is fine. And let's put this one like around 18. So the contrast is like at 13, right there, 14. 93 and 14 is good. Now, I'm going to look at, if you don't want this open, just click back right here on the panel and it's gone. So this is an adjustment layer. There's a lot of other ones, but we will get to those eventually. Now, if you click right here in the eye, see that? It turns it off. So it's a big difference what we did with that adjustment layer. Okay, those are good things to know if you took a picture and you wanted to make it brighter. Now, right here we have a layer called ribbons. If you want to be able to see a layer turned on, just click on the eyeball. Now it's active. It says happy birthday. Okay. Now what we're going to do next is we're going to zoom into this area right over here, and we're going to make a new shape, kind of like this ribbon. We're going to make a new ribbon with a special tool. So let's zoom in. I'm going to get the zoom tool, and I'm going to, with my scrubby zoom on, I'm just kind of click and pull towards me like that. You can zoom out if you did it too much. Oops. Let's zoom out. And then if you want to move around, just hold the space bar down and kind of go like that. Okay, that helps out a lot. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to, with the ribbons layer selected, we want to click and hold over here, and we want the rectangle marquee tool. Okay. Now, please pay attention to where I am doing this rectangle. So I'm going to go about right here where the edge is. I'm going to drag down to the middle of this one right here, and then I'm going to drag all the way to the right, about like right here. Now, see that? I did that with that tool. Whenever you see these little dotted lines kind of moving like marching ants, it's called a selection. That means this area inside is selected, and if you want to paint, it's only going to paint in that area. Now what I want to do is I want to paint in here, and I want to paint it this color right here. So let me zoom out, Command minus. If I want to get this color, you guys should know we want to get the eyedrop tool, so let's get the eyedrop tool. And just click right here. And you can see right here, and now it's not called fill and stroke anymore. Okay? This is your foreground, and this is your background. See if it says background color, foreground color. So foreground means in front, and then background is in back. So now that I have this color right here, and this area is selected, what I want to do is, before I start coloring it in, I want to remove parts of this selection. Okay, I want to make it look like a ribbon, so I want to delete parts of this selection. To do that, we're going to get this the polygonal lasso tool, this one right here. If you don't see that tool, just click and hold and it's right here in the middle. Now, what I want to do is I want to remove part of the selection. To do that, you want to hold down Alt on the keyboard and see how it's a minus. We're going to click right here. We're going to go right here in the middle, and then we're going to go over here, and then we're going to go 1, so 2, 3, and then we're going to connect back to that last point we made, like that, and it's going to cut off that part of the selection. See that? If you don't like how that came out, Command Z and try it again. So remember, Alt, click, right here, right there, and right there, and now it's gone. Now that I have that area selected, I'm going to get the paintbrush tool, and then my brush is really big. If you don't want it that big, right click, and then lower the brush size right here. Make sure you have a nice soft brush. See how this one has a little bit harder edge and this one's a soft brush? Click right there, and then see that's a good size. And watch, when I'm painting, you don't see anything, but look at when you paint over the selection, hey, it's painting. But some of you guys, look at, see how it's really light? It's doing that because my opacity is at 25. So it's not painting at the strong pressure. So I'm going to click right here and change it to 100. And now when I paint, it should be like 100% color strength. So I'm painting and I'm painting and I'm painting like that, and it's looking pretty good. So, and now that I have that area selected, it's not painting anywhere else, which is good. That's why I like using selections. I'm like, oh, I only want to paint this area. So we've got that right there painted. Now, some of you guys are wondering, how do you get rid of the selection when you're done with it? Well, it's very simple. You go to Select, deselect, or you can hit Command D. Okay, select, deselect, like that. And now that selection is gone. Now be very careful because now when you paint, you're like, whoa, see, you can paint off to the side. Now that we did that, we're going to type in the name Elaine down here. We're going to get the type tool. Okay. And the font that we want is Minion Pro. No, let's see. Minion Pro, and we want italic. Minion Pro italic. Size, let's try 36. So I'll make a text box, and I'm going to type in Elaine. Now you're like, hey, why am I not seeing a color? Well, because right now, when I typed, I have the same color blue that I have in my background. So they're pretty much the same color. So what I want to do is change my colors. Let's change it to this yellow over here. And this one's going to be like it's called, let's see, I think it's called pastel yellow. So click on that one. And you can see it change. Now let's get them right here. This is the move tool. And this one lets you move things around so you can kind of move it down. See how it's kind of like going too far up? Well, I'm going to use my arrow keys to kind of move it down a little bit to the right. Now, I want you guys to move your swatches. Look, if you click and hold, I want to move them over here a little bit closer to us. And then I'm going to stretch it down. Now I'm going to show you guys another way to view swatches. So if you click right here in the menu, let's go to small list. And now you can see like the different colors. So let's say we're making the yearbook and I say, well, you know what, let's do 40% gray. Well, you'll see it right there, 40% gray. Or let's use a light pea green or a light cyan blue or a... So that's what I like about this one. We can actually see in the different names of the different colors. And there's a ton right here. So it's pretty cool doing. I like using this view better than the small thumbnail. I like the small list better. It's easier to find colors and go back to them. All right, so now that we have Elaine selected, okay, you can move it down or up like that. What I want to do next is see how there looks like there's like a shadow inside the text right here. We're going to do that with our text over here because it'll look funny if it's not the same. Sorry. So to add the drop shadow, it's called an inner shadow. We make sure that we have our layer selected, and then we're going to go down here to FX, and we're going to click on FX, and then we want to scroll down, and it should be right here. It says inner shadow. Let's click on that, and then if you hit preview, it'll show you how it looks. Right now, that's it's really light, so let me higher the opacity. Right, not so much, and then let's see. Let me zoom out over here. And let me see if it's the same. See, this shadow is going this. So, no, oops, sorry. Oh, I messed it up. Hit cancel. Let me do that again. FX, inner shadow. All right. So let me see. The direction of the shadow is going this way, and this one is going the opposite way. So what I want to do is right here, angle. I want to rotate this so the shadow is going the same way. Let's higher the opacity. And then now that that looks okay, it's not so dark. See, if you do it too much, then like, ooh, that looks pretty bad. So you want to do just right and hit OK, and then zoom out. So we almost have the same thing as that one. Okay. So in this lesson, what you guys have done is you made a selection and you edited part of the selection by removing this part. Then you painted it with the paintbrush tool, and you guys use the eyedrop tool to get this color. And then you also adjusted the picture by editing the brightness and contrast. Okay. You adjusted your swatches, the way you view them, and you also learned how different ways to zoom in and zoom out. Now, in your lessons, I'm going to want you to save this as File Save As, and it's very important that you guys change the name. So instead of Start 01, you want to put your, well, leave it at Start 01, but put your initials on the back, so DB. And then you want to put it in your folder. So let me go find our folder. I'll put it right here and then leave it as Photoshop and hit save and hit OK. And then once you do the project, you're going to go back to the Photoshop lessons, and you'll notice inside the lesson 1 folder that there's questions. And so I'm going to look at those really quick, and then It says describe 2 types of images you can open. Oh, let me do that for you guys really quick. Now, how do you select tools in Photoshop and describe 2 ways to zoom in or zoom out from an image? So you guys are going to answer these questions inside of Pages. Where are my pages? Where are my pages? Right here. So you're going to type these out in Pages, and then you're going to save them in the same folder as lesson 1. That should be in your folder. So let me describe really quick to you guys 2 types of images you can open in Photoshop. So some images are pictures. Okay. Ways you can get pictures, obviously, you can get pictures from online and you can drag them in. So that's one way. Another way you can get pictures is if you take pictures like at a football game and you download them to your computer and put them on your folder, then you can get them that way. So that's another way if you get pictures from your camera. And then another way is, let's say I'm doing the senior section of the yearbook and I need to scan pictures in. And usually that happens every year. I have to scan pictures in and then I have to put them in here. So right there you have 3 different ways. You have images from the internet, you have images from a camera that you can download, and then you have images that you have to scan. So those are different pictures that you can bring in and edit yourself and stuff like that. So there's a lot of different ways you can edit images. If you guys have any questions, just let me know. This is lesson 1 for Photoshop.